Good morning, wet shavers, coffee lovers, and podcast listeners everywhere. It's Mark with GeorgeToon.com. It's time for another second cup. So grab a cup of coffee, kick back, relax, put in those earbuds, adjust that speaker volume, and let's talk some wet shaving and a few other things in podcast form. What is Second Cup? Well, just to bring you up to speed, Second Cup is a podcast that will give you some additional information that didn't make the Monday morning mailbag deadline. This might be something that is time sensitive. For instance, a sale that could be ending before the next Monday morning mailbag airs, or a piece of late breaking information that viewers have passed along that is equally time sensitive, or something else regarding the wet shaving world that needs to be broadcast in a timely fashion. And we'll also have some time to chit chat and discuss some other things like coffee, movies, streaming shows, books, that sort of thing. So thanks for tuning in to Second Cup. And I hope you subscribe to the podcast, where you can also find episodes of the Monday Morning Mailbag in podcast form. I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me. We'll get the show underway in just a moment. Thanks for joining me. Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the September 15th, 2025 episode of Second Cup. Great to be with you this morning. It's a beautiful day here, a beautiful morning when I'm recording this. It's beautiful blue sky, not a cloud in the sky. It's going to be a very, very pleasant 75 degrees. Today, it's nice, cool overnight temperatures, like middle 50s, lower 50s, that sort of thing. So we're just really, really heading into the fall season, end of summer, beginning of fall, where here in Northeast Ohio, we just have these wonderful, pleasant, warm days and just delightfully cool nights. So it's going to be a great day. I hope it's a great day where you are this morning. Hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me this morning. Hang on, let me get a sip here. Hang on, I got to tell you about my coffee making journey this morning. Hang on 1 minute. Yeah, that's very, very good. I'm using McDaniel's Keurig coffee cups again. This is their donut shop coffee. I've talked about it in the past. I get it at Save a Lot. A really nice bargain price, and it's a good bargain cup of coffee. And just to expedite things and get things moving, I just thought I'd make a cup of coffee with my Keurig machine, the one Keurig machine that is water in, water out. That is to say, it has a little reservoir for 6, 8, 10, and 12 cups. And then what you do is you pour the water in, you put the mug underneath, you throw in your Keurig cup, you slap it down, you hit the button, and then it takes all that water and puts it inside the machine into a heating reservoir, and then it heats the water up, and then it dispenses it. So there is never any water sitting in the machine. You have to constantly add the water. So a lot of Keurig machines have a water reservoir that holds a great deal of water, so it's always water ready. With this one, you have to add the water. So usually the way to do it is to get your coffee mug, fill it with cold water, dump it into that reservoir, and then hit the button and place the mug underneath the machine, the dispensing spout of the machine, and then you have the exact amount of coffee in your cup that you put into the reservoir. Again, let's water in, water out. Well, for some reason, it wasn't working. I mean, it worked a couple times this morning when I was getting ready for the show. I think I'm just going to make some Keurig coffee cups. And on my second cup of coffee here, and I'm using this beautiful tall tankard mug here, so I've had a lot of coffee this morning. On the second one, I was getting ready for the show, and I noticed that I had been drinking it. And I thought, well, maybe I ought to do a refill here and add to it before I start the show and record the show. So I went over to the Keurig machine, and I put in about 6 cups of water, and I took this mug with a little bit of coffee in it. So I just wanted to add to it. So I would get, say, maybe 10 ounces of coffee in there. And it didn't go through. It sucked the water into the reservoir, and then it stopped. So I tried to warm it up again, and it wouldn't work. So I had to add a full 12 ounces to the reservoir and then have that suck through and then dispense into a larger container below so things wouldn't overflow. And then I got my coffee. So even though it was made with a little more water, it's still a pretty good cup of coffee. And I'm scratching my head as to I'm trying to figure out, I'm scratching my head, I'm trying to figure out why that Keurig machine does that. Every once in a blue moon, I don't know what it is. Maybe 6 cups of water isn't enough to trigger the heating reservoir in there. Maybe I've got to use at least 8 ounces or 10 ounces or 12 ounces. If you know what I'm talking about, if you have this kind of Keurig coffee making machine, comment below and let me know what your experience has been, because I like it a lot. I like the fact that there isn't water sitting there for a long period of time, because there are times when I'm not using my Keurig machine and I've got this water sitting in there for a week or two on end. And sometimes I think to myself, well, that water might not be too fresh there. Now, if you got a big family and you got a Keurig machine and the water's, the reservoir the water in the reservoir is going to deplete very, very quickly because a lot of people are using it. So that's a little bit of a different story. But when it's just you, and maybe you and a spouse, something like that, you and a roommate, well, it's not going to go as quickly as it would with a larger family. So I'm going to try to figure that out. But regardless, a great cup of coffee this morning with the McDaniel's Donut Shop coffee from Save-A-Lot. Hang on 1 minute. Let me get another sip. Oh, yeah, that is terrific. And my large tankard, I call it a tankard mug. It's very, very tall. Hear that? Yeah, I love these. I have these in a few different colors. I'm using the white colored one this morning. It really is terrific. I like it a lot. I'm going to have to show it on the Monday morning mailbag and get one of these, whether it be the white one or I think I have an orange one, and just show you what it looks like so you can see what it looks like, because I think I've only used it on Second Cup. So great to be with you this morning. We got a good show for you. I got a couple of really, really neat topics I wanted to share with you that otherwise didn't make the Monday morning mailbag this morning. And one is a little more involved, and I think the details being discussed are better suited for Second Cup. So it's great to be with you this morning. I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me. I hope the weather is very agreeable where you are. Let's pay a few bills and we'll get the show underway in just a moment. Well, on a recent Monday morning mailbag, viewer Rob Bruno wrote the following. With the weather getting cooler, have you tried and or ordered Phoenix Shavings Cavendish? Perfect for autumn. I have never tried Cavendish. I've heard about it here and there, Rob, and thank you very much for the suggestion and the recommendation. I was very intrigued, and lo and behold, this past Wednesday in my email box came a Wednesday Spotlight newsletter from Phoenix Shaving regarding Cavendish. And here's what it has to say, and I wanted to share it with you because this scent sounds absolutely wonderful. Wednesday Phoenix Spotlight, the first tobacco scent in shavedom. No need to be a smoker to enjoy this rich, flavorful fan favorite. Shave Cadets, today we're spotlighting a true Phoenix Shaving classic and one of your all-time favorites, Cavendish. This, my friends, is the original pipe tobacco scent of shavedom, and I don't say that lightly. Cavendish was the second shave soap scent we ever created after Classico Bay Rum, and the first tobacco scent on the budding shave scene back in 2012. Born straight from my own affection for a particular pipe blend that I puffed religiously in my youth, and a tip of the hat to the world's first sci-fi author, it's not who you think. If Earl Grey is the gentleman's tea, then Cavendish is the gentleman's smoke. Smooth, aromatic, and timeless. Here's the scent profile. Dark Kentucky and burley tobacco, cherry wood, vanilla bean, cedar, sweet northern grass tree resin, tobacco absolute, leather, and a puff of smoke. Wow, that sounds marvelous. Think of a well-worn leather pouch of loose pipe tobacco, heavily fermented, warm, rustic, yet sweet as memory itself. A swirl of cherry wood, a whisper of vanilla, and that unmistakable round tobacco depth that conjures hearth fires, slow evenings, and good company, which for me could just be a book. A little history of Cavendish tobacco. So what is Cavendish really? Despite what many assume, it's not a specific tobacco leaf, it's a method of preparation. Cavendish originated in the 16th century when Sir Thomas Cavendish, an English explorer and namesake of the process, supposedly treated Virginia tobacco with sugar and pressed it under heat. The result? A smoother, mellower, and more aromatic smoke that would go on to charm generations of pipe smokers. The process involves steaming or pressing burley or Virginia tobaccos until the natural sugars and added flavors marry into a rich, fragrant blend. This is why Cavendish blends often carry those signature notes of cherry, vanilla, and cocoa. They become the gateway tobacco for many pipe smokers, sweet, approachable, and downright irresistible. By the Victorian era, the smell of Cavendish wafting through drawing rooms, taverns, and libraries became part of the cultural wallpaper. Fast forward, and even non-smokers still associate that warm, sweet tobacco note with nostalgia, sophistication, often grandpa, and comfort. Why Cavendish has never been discontinued. Pipe tobacco has an aromatic density that translates beautifully into men's grooming. When paired with vanilla bean, cherry wood, and cedar, it becomes more than a scent. It's an experience. Cavendish feels at once old world and modern, grounding and indulgent, familiar and mysterious. Clearly, it's not just me who thinks so. It's become a cadet favorite for good reason. And now here he discusses the Phoenix shaving legacy. Cavendish was the first pipe tobacco in the shave den for many, long before it became a trend. What started as a nod to my favorite blend has since become a benchmark fragrance in the wet shaving world. Others may have their own on offer, but there's only one original, Cavendish. Yeah, boy, that sounds marvelous. I was going to say, I agree 100%. I've never tried it, and I'm going to order some. I'm going to break open the piggyback, and I'm going to get some of the Cavendish shave soap. I'm going to get the aftershave cologne, and I'm going to get the balm, the aftershave balm. That sounds wonderful. Maybe even throw in some bar soap. That sounds awesome. So we're going to link to the entire Cavendish collection below so you can check it out yourself. A big, big thank you to Rob Bruno for passing along the suggestion, the recommendation on Cavendish. Rob, really do appreciate it. And a big thanks to the folks at Phoenix Shaving for the Wednesday Spotlight newsletter that brought this to the forefront. Cavendish from Phoenix Shaving. It sounds wonderful. It sounds nostalgic. It sounds comfortable. It sounds inviting. It sounds absolutely awesome. My gosh, we'll have the link below so you can order some. It's on my wish list for sure. From Phoenix Shaving, Cavendish. Well, as you know, I've always said the great thing about doing the Monday Morning Mailbag and Second Cup podcast is all the great information that we receive from viewers regarding the wet shaving process. And this is why I love the wet shaving community so much. They are so very generous with all this information that they've accumulated from their own personal wet shaving journeys and want to share it with everyone else out there, the entire wet shaving community. And it really is wonderful. And I have learned so much from all the viewers out there and also from artisans like Phoenix Shaving. I mean, Cavendish, the history of Cavendish tobacco. I did not know that. And I just love the history and tradition of the traditional wet shave because it ties into the overall world history and the history of the United States and of the world. It really is remarkable how this traditional wet shave has intertwined itself with our history. And I just find that so intriguing, and it is just so entertaining to me, and I learn something new all the time from viewers and artisans. This particular email is no exception. It comes from Rodney Ripplinger, and he discusses how he broke in his bore brush. And we've been talking about bore brushes and break-in processes, that sort of thing. And I've learned so much about breaking in a bore shaving brush. Well, Rodney offers this routine right here. And he writes, "Hi, Mark. I decided to order an Omega 48 boar brush from Amazon, cheap at $12.99. I, by mistake, ordered the wrong one, a model 10083. The two brushes look identical. Well, I liked the one I got, so I ordered a Model 48 so I could have one at home and one for travel. The difference is the Model 48 has bristles that are about a ½ inch longer. Otherwise, the handle and knot are about the same except for some minor trim items. How I broke in both of these brushes. 1. Soak the brushes for about an hour or so. 2. Wash them with Dove shampoo with conditioner. Lathered the brush in my hand for about 2 minutes, then rinsed the soap out. 3. Lathered the brush in hand with black seed soap. Black seed soap creates a ton of lather and makes my hair very soft, so it should do the same with the boar bristles. Worked the lather in my palm for about 3 minutes, rinsed it out, partially dried it on a bath towel, then used a hair dryer to complete the drying process. More on black seed soap at the end. 4. Repeat step 3. 5. Repeat step 3 again. Not counting the first soaking, it took me about 15 to 20 minutes to get the job done. Now both of the brushes are very soft. Wow, that's an absolutely fantastic routine to break in a boar shaving brush. Rodney, thank you so much for sharing it with us. But here he goes on to talk about black seed soap. What is black seed soap? Black seed soap is a glycerin-based soap with coconut oil, palm oil, and olive oil in it, plus some other ingredients. The black seed part is from a spice grown in Afghanistan. The actual correct name for it is Nigella sativa, and it is the center seeds in a little light blue flower. It has been used in cooking, baking, and as a medicine for thousands of years. Cleopatra and King Tut used it. I have purchased the seed for quite a few years for culinary use. I had seen the soap before, but had never bought any until a couple of months ago. I have been washing my hair with it, just a few turns of the bar on top of my head, and I have suds from head to foot if I want. I have been leaving the soap on my head for about 5 minutes and then I rinse it out. After rinsing the soap out, I take both hands of the top and sides of my head and draw my fingers down the sides of my head. I get all 10 fingers to squeak, i.e. meaning super clean. I tried shaving with that bar too. It works as well as some of the regular shaving soaps I have. I use the 34C and a mild blade to get a good, comfortable shave. The Quran says that it cures everything but death when used as a medicine. I'd think I would take that claim with a grain of salt. Even so, it is a good product which can be used for many different things. Now, Rodney also followed up with this email and he wrote, I'm using the black seed soap bar as a backup in case I run out of lather for a third or fourth pass. Did a whole shave again this week, works great. I bought another bar of it yesterday so I don't run out. Rodney, thanks so much again for this great information and routine on how you are breaking in boar shaving brushes. And thanks for all the background and really terrific information about black seed soap. You're going to have to please send me the link of the particular brand of black seed soap that you're using so we can link it below. I've got an email into Rodney, and if I hear back from him before this broadcast ends, I'll be sure to note that. But I'm sure if you go up to Amazon or Walmart Plus or any other online wet shaving retailer out there and just search black seed soap, some very reputable brands will come right up, so you can check those out. But some great information on breaking in a boar shaving brush and on black seed soap. Rodney, thank you again so very much. Oh, hey, we do have a link to some black seed soap that Rodney used. And I found one on Amazon. I linked it and I sent that to him in an email. And he wrote back and said, that is the one I have. I got mine at a local store and it was $5.99. This past week, I also got one made in Pakistan for $2.99 at the same place. I want to see if it worked the same way. And it did. Smells nice too. Well, Rodney, you'll have to give us the link to that second bar of soap, but we will provide the link to the first bar of soap on Amazon. And I'm looking at it right here. It's called Amazing Herbs Black Seed Vegetable Glycerin Soap, 4.25 ounce bar for $9.33 on Amazon. Again, a little cheaper where Rodney bought it locally. But again, you might be able to find this a little less expensive from some other online retailers. It is Amazing Herbs Black Seed Vegetable Glycerin Soap, 4.25 ounce bar. And this is the one that Rodney used that said made heaps and heaps of lather, and he also shaved with it, and it's helped break in his boar shaving brush. So we'll be sure to link it below. And I got to make a mental note to share this with you on the Monday morning mailbag so you can see a screenshot of this on Amazon. So Rodney, thanks again for some great information and the link to this particular brand of black seed soap. Thanks again, Rodney. Really do appreciate it. Hey, Rodney Ripplinger again gave us a heads up on a seasonal shave soap offering from Wet the Face. Rodney writes, hi, Mark. I ordered one of these red maple leaves soaps from Don Younger today. I really like the fallen leaves one I got from him last year, so I'm thinking this one will be great too. Only 14 left now. So hopefully this is available when you get up there, folks. It's Red Maple Leaves Shaving Soap. And as they say on the product page, celebrate the changing season with Red Maple Leaves, a limited fall release that captures the quiet beauty of autumn in every shave. This earthen blend opens with the warm character of maplewood, awn blossoms, laurel, and sweet clove. And as the lather builds, rich base notes of balsam, patchouli, and romantic sandalwood emerge, bringing depth and comfort to the fragrance. The result is an aroma both grounding and invigorating, reminiscent of a woodland hike where the air is crisp and the ground is carpeted with dry leaves. Red Maple Leaves is more than a shave. It's the essence of fall for your daily ritual. They continue here on the product page, why you'll love it. Limited seasonal release, available only this fall. A perfect balance of warm spice, wood, and earthiness creates a creamy, protective lather for a smooth shave. Bring the spirit of autumn straight to your shave den, and it's only $16. So a big thank you to Rodney Ripplinger for the heads up on Red Maple Leaves from Wet the Face. Folks, we'll have a link below to this great shave soap and its wonderful autumnal scent to help usher in the autumn season. Once again, from Wet the Face, Red Maple Leaves shaving soap. We'll have a link below. Rodney, thanks again very, very much. Well, I just received this email from viewer Robert Seals, and he writes, hi, Mark. Looking forward to your 3MB tomorrow morning. However, I have a question. Several weeks ago, you had a 3MB episode where you showcased some very fine writing pens. However, without having to go through about 4 weeks worth of videos, would you happen to remember the name and where I could buy such fine writing instruments? Looking forward to seeing you at the Ohio Wet Shavers Meetup. Go Buckeyes. Thanks, Robert. Yeah, Robert, thanks very much for that. Yeah, go Buckeyes. They won this past Saturday. They played OU, and I can't remember what the score was, 39-7, something like that. Yeah, but there was another non-conference game, and I'm glad to hear the Buckeyes won. I don't know if this Saturday at the Ohio Wet Shavers Meetup, which is September 20th, 11:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. in Hilliard, Ohio, at River's Edge Cutlery. There, I'm just going from memory there. I've said it so many times, you think I would be in the old brain bank there. But yeah, it's 11:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. At River's Edge Cutlery in Hilliard, Ohio. So hope to see you there. And we'll have links below, again, where you can get tickets. We also mention it every week here on the Monday Morning Mailbag. But anyhow, Robert, looking forward to meeting you and everyone at the Ohio Wet Shavers meetup. But the pen that I talked about is the Stay Geek gel pen. You can get about 12 of them for about $15 on Amazon.com. We will provide the link below. I absolutely love these pens. I've seen them on other social media platforms, and out of curiosity, I bought them and I thought, wow, these pens are great. You get a lot of bang for the buck. They give you 12 pens. They give you some refills for them, I think about 3 refills. These pens are rolling ball design. They are the 0.7 millimeter fine point pens. I find that line width to be very, very useful. I just like the feel of the ink and how the pen touches the paper. It's very, very quick drying. It does not smear at all. I've used some other gel pens where they do smear. I got to wait for them to kind of dry a little bit. I got to wait, 30 seconds or so the ink dries. This ink dries instantly. They are terrific, terrific pens. Give them a look. Robert, I hope that answers your question. Stay Geek pens. We'll have a link below. They make some other model pens, but these pens have the continuous, smooth, somewhat coated barrel, so to speak. It's like a soft kind of a coating on the pen, and there's no ribbing. There's no indentations or anything like that along the body of the pen. It's just a nice, smooth, tactile, yet kind of cushiony kind of a grip from the tip of the pen to the end of it. It really feels great in the hand, and it has a really, really sturdy ball clip on it as well. So I like these a lot. Stay Geek pens with a 0.7 millimeter fine point line width. Really like that line width a lot. Once more, Stay Geek pens. Will have the link below. Robert, thanks very much for the question. It's a great reminder, everyone out there looking for a really, really nice pen to write and sketch and doodle with. Thanks again, Robert. Really do appreciate it. Now, before I get out of here, I'm going to recommend a movie to you. I may have recommended this one in the past, but I came across it again. And just a terrific, terrific movie. Very family-friendly, just really uplifting in its own way. Secondhand Lions. Here's what the synopsis is. A hidden gem of a movie where a young boy spends a summer with 2 eccentric uncles and uncovers wild tales of adventure. That summarizes it perfectly. Here's what Wikipedia has to say about it. Secondhand Lions is a 2003 American comedy drama film written and directed by Tim McCanlies. It tells the story of an introverted young boy played by Haley Joel Osment, who is sent to live with his eccentric great uncles, played by Robert Duvall and Michael Caine, on a farm in Texas. Now that summarizes it perfectly. It really is a wonderful movie. It takes place in a flashback. The young man grows up to be a cartoonist, which is why it is also rather endearing to me, because the cartoonist, Berkeley Breathed, provides all the artwork, all the cartoon artwork that you see throughout the movie. And it really is a fun, uplifting, family-friendly movie with a lot of wonderful adventure. And I guess you could say you can come away with some good life lessons as well. Just a terrifically entertaining movie. I think the whole family will enjoy. When they say it's a hidden gem of a movie, that is very true. This was recommended by a family member, and I thought, well, okay, I'll give it a look. I ended up loving this movie, and I came away thinking to myself, why didn't I see this movie sooner? Why didn't I discover it sooner? So I think you'll hopefully feel the same way when you watch Secondhand Lions. I think you'll enjoy it, and I think you'll come away thinking, why didn't I watch this movie sooner? I really, really enjoyed it. Again, from 2003, Secondhand Lions, starring Haley Joel Osment, Robert Duvall, and Michael Caine. Give it a look. And that wraps up another Second Cup. Thanks so much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. I sure hope you enjoyed today's show. If you did, please share, please subscribe, and pass it along to a fellow wet shaver or friend. My thanks to everyone who commented and contributed to today's show, and I mean this sincerely. Without you, this microphone would be silent. If Second Cup or the Monday Morning Mailbag aren't showing up in your regular podcast feed, please drop me a line at mondaymailbag@gmail.com and we'll try to get it all sorted out. So again, thank you all very much. I look forward to getting together with you again on these podcast airwaves. Until then, enjoy the day, enjoy your shave, and enjoy that second cup.